Welcome to Double Talk right here on our post-Thanksgiving program.
Yes. Here we are. I'm Michael Mandel.
I'm Mark Steffen.
He's the other guy. Or Little Lord Fauntleroy.
And apparently we are the talk of the town.
We are the talk of the town because when it comes to talk shows, we're the top talk show in Las Cruces. We're the only talk show that doesn't have some motive, where nobody sponsors us, no religious thing, no ethnic thing except Mark's ethnicity.
We have no agenda, do we?
Yes, we don't have, that's why we never know what to talk about. No friends, no agenda.
Whatsoever.
And so we come here every week and take up a little bit of your time to amuse you.
Nevertheless, we're also on YouTube worldwide.
Worldwide.
We are.
World. We're the whole world.
It's
a Mickey Rooney thing.
Mickey Rooney used to say, I was the biggest star in the world.
Okay, that's us. We're the biggest stars in the world. And you're watching us for a limited time until you get bored. We have a big show because we were actually doing some real news this weekend. We were at the opening of the Main Street that hadn't been opened for 43 years.
Main Street downtown.
You can now drive right through Main Street.
The entire length of Main Street.
At a rip-in, 15 miles an hour, so that'd probably take about a half hour.
And we walked it in less time than that.
Yeah, we did.
And
there's parking. So
we were down there Saturday. They just cleared the farmers and crafts market out of the way when they had the opening ceremonies.
We saw a lot of our friends and acquaintances,
city officials,
people who tried to snub us or avoid us from, the local politicos, who we're all very good friends with.
And we have some of the sights and sounds that we took while we were down there that we can roll in.
And we're going to do that perhaps now. We were standing in front of Mike White's...
In the final section of the 7 blocks. And one thing that's really interesting
we missed a shot of the music box that we were in front of.
Years ago today.
This is...
oh, by the way, the music box down there is the only remaining business that was still open when they closed off Main Street 43 years ago.
That's Sharon Thomas. She's the... Not her, it's gone.
It was
How'd that go so fast? Somebody cut this.
Well, we talked over it.
Anyhow, Sharon Thomas is the mayor pro tem. Ken Miyagishima came later, and that is Miguel Silva, whose district this is in.
Main Street downtown to this growing Mesilla Valley business community, and we present this proclamation which carries with it 100 years of good fortune. Signed the 17th day of November in the year of our Lord 2012. Signed by Richard Haas, over here, Chair of the Board of Directors, Bill Allen, President of the Greater Las Cruces Chamber of Commerce, and Sarah Stiegel, Chair of the Conquistadores 2012. And we're all from the Greater Las Cruces Chamber of Commerce.
Whereas, let's cut the ribbon.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do a bunch of pose shots first, Mayor. So, everyone just look over here. All right, this time we'll cut on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Now, I didn't see this picture in the paper, did you?
No, I didn't see that. We're so much better than local news media. Didn't see that either. That's a cute picture.
We scooped the newspaper.
You can take us out of there. This guy has lots of things on him.
He's a conquistador. And this was the parade that was held afterwards with all the classic cars. There was a color guard there, and lots of cool.
There's a band. We're going to get
cool
to the
classic
band.
cars.
We'll shut up during the band.
Here's the musical portion of our parade.
Yeah, they're doing a lot with their trumpets.
Sousaphones.
I'll just say that you were here when these cars were on the street, right? That was her.
Are you kidding? I rode in the rumble seat.
There's the rumble seat. That was This guy on the bike rode around all during the show. Wave again. Billy, wave. There we go.
And so
that was fun. Billy Garrett, you know, he's the guy
County
who's
Commissioner.
the county commissioner from around Mesilla. Sharon Thomas, this I think is her last year on the board of
unless she
directors.
runs again.
Well, I think she decided she
Of
wasn't
the
going
city
to run.
council.
She's the one that does the most research and knows the most about urban planning, I think, of everybody.
Is she your city council person?
No, she's not. I
So
think,
you
don't we
should-
have, who do we have? I can't remember.
I have Olga Pedroza.
I think I have somebody different. I can't remember. But anyway, that was the opening. You can go see downtown. A lot of things are happening in downtown now because they feel that this is going to bring a great economic boon to the area.
Yes.
The Sun News Building, that's us. We need the Sun News Building. You can just throw the whole thing there.
Flop that.
In the paper, they mentioned the Sun News Building is quickly getting put up. It has been sitting like this for the last year, it feels like, and finally they think maybe it'll be open by, I believe, the year 2013.
There's finally a little bit of activity seems to be going on there. I pass by this construction site every day practically, and finally we see a little bit of activity going on there.
But
Here
it seems to have been stagnant for quite a long time.
yes, it has. Like a lot of building downtown has been.
They sold the land that's right behind it, so they split up that land that took up their whole factory, because it used to be the factory that printed the paper, not just the editorial offices.
And parking.
Yes, and a lot of parking. That was 19,000 square foot of building. This building is going to be 7,500 square feet. And on the other side will be lofts, 38 apartments. It looks like a 3-story building. One bedroom lofts are going to go for at least $714, and the 2 bedrooms $840. They should be classy. It should be at the center of all the activity.
And apparently the top floor, the 3rd floor, will be actual loft space that people can incorporate into their urban living design. And the bottom 2 floors, I'm betting, are going to be the apartments.
Is that what you're thinking? Why are you betting this? Did you read this in the paper?
That's the impression I got.
That's an impression? It didn't say that in the
Plus,
paper.
on the ground floor, they're going to have some sort of a business. They're hoping maybe a coffee shop or some sort of a retail outlet down there, which would be nice for downtown.
That's pretty good.
Because there is no coffee outlet downtown.
No, there isn't. And on top, Bob Divin has plans to put a giant 3-story Billy the Kid statue. On the top will be a restaurant with a revolving Billy the Kid hat that you'll be able to sit in.
I see. Yes, and we could put a missile site to shoot down rockets from the spaceport.
We could do that. It would be protective. You never know when the one's going to come and get us, so it would help.
Yes, indeed. And from up there, you can see all the nudists walking around down Main Street. Do we have
no, we're not. Is that what we're talking about next? No. This is talking about San Francisco. That's the, I don't know. What
that's kind of a rendition of what it will look like. It's not a very good picture of what to expect downtown, but it's going to be nice.
It's linear. It'll be cool.
It'll be a nice improvement to what's going on down there, and I'm looking forward to it.
And once your housemate kicks you out, you have plans of living there, right?
I might well.
It could be a good place. I mean, turns it into a hip city. What is that? Anyway, you made an allusion to seeing naked people in Las Cruces. Surely you're thinking of the former San Francisco.
Yes, I was, but don't call me Shirley.
That is Las Cruces. That looks like Mesilla Park. A bunch of naked men in Mesilla Park.
But that's actually San Francisco, where just until this week it was legal to be nude in public.
In public.
Who knew?
Now, some nudes are great to see, some aren't. You know, you got to just pick and choose. But when you have nudes allowed for the whole city, well, you have to take what you get.
That's right. Just like with clothing, you take what you get. Whatever comes by is what.
Not you. You take what you get and then you return it to J.C. Penney's.
Oh, and we'll have more on that later.
After this show, we're not.
But yeah, so they finally passed an ordinance in San Francisco that says you may not appear in the nude in public.
And people used to, I don't know if nude means wear a pair of shoes and a cowboy hat. They could do that, and a jockstrap maybe.
I don't know.
That could not be nude.
But
how are people going to go biking without sweating if they are not allowed to be
used
nude?
to be in some of the parades, people paraded by naked.
I was in Berkeley a couple of years ago, and the nude people had a little thing, they would walk by on Saturday morning.
Why not?
It would be fun. It's very, you're communing with nature. You feel free.
Now, we don't allow nudity in public here, but they have just okayed Las Cruces' first strip club.
Well, first in
Topless
a long while.
bar.
How about in a long while?
In a
Didn't
while.
we have the lamplighter
Yes.
20 years ago?
But that was actually outside the city limits back then.
That's when the city was very limited.
Yes. And so anyway, this new topless bar is going to be
That's
called
not going to be what
the
it
Bronx.
looks like. That's not what
That's
that's
what it's
like.
called.
Yes, but that's what it looks like if you had a place called the Bronx in a real city. Our Bronx is not going to look like
We don't know what it's going to look like.
It's going to look like that from the inside.
Similar to that.
Well, not quite inside, but yeah, it gives people something to do. How much different is it from something like Hooters? One bra?
Quite a bit different, frankly.
Okay.
Hopefully, the food.
The food might be better.
I feel funny eating food in a strip club, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I think I'd feel funny in a strip club altogether.
Well, you look funny.
I mean,
in one.
the funny part is what you're going there for. You're sitting there going, I feel funny. That's why you're sitting in a strip club.
Well,
so
isn't
you
that
feel
why
funny.
women go to the Chippendales dance
That's
bars?
true. They have
seeing
those
nude
funny
men?
feels. Yes. That'll be next. Oh, where is this society going to? It must have been the recent election that caused this.
Oh, well, the Chippendales men
Speaking about the election,
through here once in a
yes,
while.
they do. Speaking about the election for the strip club to be approved, there is nothing in the city ordinances that is prohibits strip clubs. There is no legal reason in the world to keep a strip club out of the city, except Miguel Silva, who you saw in the last picture with that crazy hat.
He voted
against it, which I guess it's good to have a dissenting vote. However,
he'd be afraid his mother would see how he voted.
It wouldn't be legal. He'd feel, he'd feel morally obligated not to do that. On the other hand, look at the kind of clothes he wears.
Exactly.
So, I mean, who's the one to say who's got the right taste?
Well, they haven't built the place yet. They are going to build it in a place that is zoned for such a business.
The same
manufacturing
place Eros is,
M1,
yes.
right next door to Eros adult bookstore. That's a good place for it.
It's right off the highway.
If it's noisy and rowdy there, who will know? Because it's nighttime and everything around there is closed.
We can guarantee that people will be there protesting, and people will threaten to take pictures of guys walking in there.
That's true. But we'll be there taking pictures of the protesters.
Is that what we're going to do there for?
We're going to do that.
That's why we're going to do that?
That's the only reason, Michael.
That's why. Perhaps they will be, we'll do, look, that's right, we're going to go there just for the drinks.
For the drinks?
Hopefully.
They're trying to get a liquor license.
Hopefully there'll be a liquor license. There's no reason to disapprove the liquor license.
Well, probably not.
The only thing you could say is morality is different than legality, right?
It's true.
And people make their own morals depending on what they've done. Some people who try to be super moral are people who think they have more shameful things to hide. Who knows?
Well, and they're mostly hypocrites, as we know. If there's ever any trouble at the strip bar,
yes,
ever any violence or any fights break out, that's the first thing that the detractors are going to bring up.
That's right.
Well, look at all the trouble this place causes.
Yes.
Yet, there was a stabbing in a local pool hall over there at Q Time the other day.
Nobody's going to blame that.
I don't see them protesting that.
They're not going to protest pool or bowling. Bowling can be very dangerous.
Right.
Anyway,
other bars have violence that occur, and you don't see people trying to close that.
Is that making you thirsty?
Well, I was thirsty when I got here.
Okay, well, let's go take a break and maybe have some beer or just like water.
It is almost lunchtime, Michael.
I know. So
let's take a break before we break for lunch.
Welcome to La Buena Vida Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hey, you, come here. Do you want to know the news? The Las Cruces channel is now on 7 days a week, so keep it right here.
see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Now, coming up, you know,
did you get hungry?
Is lunch
We didn't
time.
eat lunch yet.
We're going to be having lunch here. Well, we will in just about 20 minutes.
We went exploring. There is a new place coming to town. They're spending. They spent a long time building it. It's on Loman, across the street from Dion's. That's pretty good. This is a menu. I was thinking.
They're not open yet.
It's a real deli. And in fact, it's a chain. People from Florida tell me that it's really good. I notice in looking at this thing, they do have corned beef and pastrami. You can get a half-pound corned beef or roast beef sandwich for like $6.79. You know what a half pound of meat is? More than you should eat.
Well, it's double what a quarter pounder is.
Is it? How do you figure?
Just guessing.
What can you tell me about this 3/4 pound of hot corned beef and pastrami?
That's more than I could eat.
3/4 of a pound of pastrami and corned beef. Sounds great. You know, people talk about in New York sandwiches, you know, this thick. That could be it. That could be really worth going for. You know what I don't think they're going to have?
Chopped liver.
Probably you're right there. The other thing, you might not guess. Knishes. You know what a knish is?
What's a knish?
Let me show you. Oh, no, that's a kiss. Knish is a little pastry filled with potato. It's great.
Oh, kind of like a
potato. It's like a pierogi.
Like a pierogi, or
drier.
It's not like a blintz, though, is it?
No, blintz is kind of fried.
They have creamy stuff, don't they?
Yeah, you can put the same thing in a blintz, but a knish is great.
No, it's not like gnocchi.
No, it's not like
potato.
gnocchi. But gnocchi is made all by itself. Anyway, Jason's looks like it's going to be worthwhile. Give McAllister's a run for their money.
Yes, they will.
Or bring more people. Maybe bring more people out of the Sonoma Ranch area who can't be bothered to travel down Telshore to go to McAllister's, which is also very good, McAllister's.
Yes. Now, Jason's Deli is opening December 3rd. Michael and I will be there on December 1st. We will be sampling the food there as the waiters and the cooks are still training.
Trying to learn on us.
So we won't be able to really give you
any word back until after they're open. But it'll probably be very crowded that first week, I would think.
If they advertise it.
They will advertise it. I mean, Jason's is a national or partially national chain.
Yeah.
Anybody that comes to New Mexico has to be national if they have a chain anywhere else.
Well, you know,
really.
Village Inn is a chain, and they're only in New Mexico. And Texas and El Paso, yes. There's only 4 of them in the whole.
Village Inn?
It's a chain of about 4.
Are you thinking Village Inn? Maybe.
Yeah, Village Inn.
We'll
It's a very small chain.
So speaking about very small,
how
I was
small?
talking about food.
Don't look
across
at me.
the street from, not across the street from Jason's, almost across the street. It's near Hooters.
Right near Hooters, the same parking lot.
It's in the parking lot where the
it's what we're talking
gas
about.
station was.
Yeah, we're talking about Grandma T's Kitchen.
We ate there this week. They have sandwiches. All their sandwiches, you have a choice of bread, and your choice is
croissants. And so any sandwich.
What did you order when you went?
I ordered the chicken salad sandwich.
And I ordered the tuna salad sandwich. And what happened when you took a bite out of yours?
Mine tasted just like the tuna salad sandwich.
Well, no, you said, I think we got the wrong sandwich.
Yes. And so we
switched the second half, and neither of us could tell.
They tasted exactly the same.
What we were eating.
They looked the same. As far as we could tell, they were the same.
It was a little disappointing. I mean,
strange.
Grandma T's. I mean, anything. Grandma, of course, is only in her mid-40s.
See, the problem is Grandma T's, as
What
in
is
T-E-A-S-E. Okay, they tease you into thinking you're going to get what you ordered.
Fancy thing. You talked to somebody who had lasagna who said it was good.
Said it was good.
And then when you said, "Would you mean good?" Like
or really good.
I'd rush out of my house in the middle of the night to get some, or just whatever.
He said it was good.
It's good. So it's an interesting place. You know, they do make these dipped apple things that seem quite elaborate. One was apple pie flavored. I mean, that's an apple.
Interesting.
Thing. And they
also make cakes and
weird
pies.
Things. Yes.
cakes and pies using butter-flavored Crisco in the crusts.
Oh yeah, you know, they did have a blueberry pomegranate pie that we didn't taste because Mark, of course, has very strict dietary rules. He can't have anything with saturated fats.
Well,
mono or poly.
No hydrogenated, fats of any kind. So no trans fats. So you know, nobody eats that kind of stuff anymore, do they?
You don't like trans, huh?
Trannies?
Guess not.
No.
Nobody eats that anymore? That's...
Do they?
I don't know. People don't really check
Mayor Bloomberg
things out.
has banned it in New York City.
This ain't New York, buddy. You know, I've been here long enough that I'm a local. How long have you lived here?
Longer than you.
Oh.
And so it wouldn't be a bad idea to ban trans fats like Crisco and such shortenings as these.
They probably limited the number of trans fats in Crisco when everybody got all the flack about how many trans fats there were in stuff. You know, even places like Lay's potato chips are trying to cut out know, trans fats and all that.
Potato chips now most of them don't have that in there anymore.
I love Lay's potato chips.
But Crisco,
which is what came with our dish, by the way.
Yes, we did get potato chips come with a sandwich there at Grandma T's. So
speaking of trans fats,
yes.
You know, remember, oh man, that was great. Remember a couple of seasons ago we did something on the cupcake store?
Yes, we did.
Well, now there's a place called Let Them Eat Cake, which is, I think, it's in the same mall as a cupcake store, if not the same building itself. So do you think a cake store in Las Cruces has a chance?
Well, there's plenty of other cake stores in town.
Well, those are usually Mexican cake stores, right?
And
they serve
wedding
bread.
Cakes.
And who's that?
Oh, there's one on Madrid. There's one on Solano. They make cakes for all occasions, and I don't remember the names of any of them.
Solano?
But yes, in fact, we should check them out and report back. This is the food section of this program, isn't it?
Yes, we're in the food section of this program. We love the food section.
If you have a cake shop out there and would like to be mentioned or like to get some information about your establishment on the air, let us know.
We'll try your cakes, and if they're good, we'll say they're good.
If they're not, we'll tell the truth.
We'll tell the truth. So
unless you buy advertising.
We're bad that way, and then we will shade the truth. We'll put sunglasses on it. That's always a good way to shade the truth. We'll do that.
So anyway, we haven't tried Let Them Eat Cake, but...
No, but maybe after the show we'll go stop in and see what kind of cake they have. Because right now I am so hungry, I haven't eaten since Thursday.
Well,
all these leftovers.
I'm wondering, that's the major problem we have with Thanksgiving. What do you do with all the Thanksgiving leftovers?
Well, if you've had a good cook, there probably won't be any leftovers. People love leftovers. We know people who don't like to go to other people's houses because they don't get leftovers. So they do it at their house, so they always are sure of getting leftovers.
There's nothing better than a turkey sandwich the next day.
The place we go to always gives us leftovers. That's how much food they have, except for you.
Interesting.
You're not going to get any.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't get any.
Yes, you didn't get any this time.
Yes, well, you have to be careful with leftovers. When you make the turkey, you can't leave it sitting out for very long. I wouldn't leave it sitting out for more than an hour after you eat.
After you eat. Because you might have been eating for 3 hours, so you never know.
You know, microbes start to form.
Your microbes, too.
They're microbes.
Yes.
So be careful with your leftovers. Refrigerate as promptly as possible. And there are places on the internet where you can go to get leftover recipes, especially designed for Thanksgiving leftovers.
If the food was good enough during the first meal, you don't have to make another recipe. Just eat the stuff. Just don't put it in your blender and mix it all in one. That's one of my chief advice.
And then a month later, people make the same dishes all over again for Christmas.
Which is great, except more ham. I think there's more ham on Christmas.
Really? Okay.
Yes, or more, latkes.
Oh, speaking of hams, we're going to talk a little bit about theater now.
Yes, we are.
In the remaining time we have left. This weekend, they're doing a musical stage version of the movie It's a Wonderful Life. And that's downtown at St. Paul's Methodist Church.
Larry Chandler directs.
November 30th through December 1st.
And Still Life with Irises is still on this weekend. I think this is the last weekend that it's on.
At the Black Box Theater.
Of it. I found it light and refreshing and perhaps a bit, childish. But cute.
Also continuing on this weekend at the University Theater is the Rocky Horror Show.
Yes. Go for it. He saw it. He has a review here.
And this is now the review portion of today's program.
I'm seeing it tonight.
Last Saturday, I attended a production of the Rocky Horror Show at the Herschel Zone Theater at NMSU. It is the final production in that venue as the theater department moves to the new Performing Arts Center in January. Now, most people over the age of 20 or 30 have seen the cult classic film version called the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And for the past several years, the NMSU Theater Department has been showing that film once a year, complete with the de rigueur tossing of condiments and the commentary from the audience that's become
right?
that has been so common with audiences in that movie. Unfortunately, director Michael Wise thought that all those distractions were appropriate for the play, and they are not, sadly. The film is something devotees have seen multiple times. They know every word and nuance, and audience participation has become a part of the film's zeitgeist. The play, however, stands alone. It came before the film. It is a better work of art than the film and deserves more respect. The audience was encouraged prior to the show to vocally comment to their heart's content, assuming people were familiar enough with the show to do so intelligently. They're not. Apparently, drama students were instructed to shout insults at will, and which did nothing but reveal how inane today's drama students are. Even the band providing the music for this musical hollered cheap insults onto the stage, all which created an unhealthy atmosphere, which helped degrade a production that needed all the help it could get. Before the play started, stills from sci-fi films of the 50s and 60s were projected on a screen placed down center. As the first musical number began, credits of the play's principal creative team were run, movie style, much of which were blocked because actors were in front of the screen singing. My suggestion would be to can the credits, move the actors to the side, and project the song's lyrics so we would know what was being sung. This would be helpful throughout the production, not only for the songs, but the spoken dialogue as well. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do this entire review, and so stay tuned for, next week.
After it's over, yes.
Yeah, stay tuned next week, and I'll give the rest of the review. And unfortunately, we've run out of time.
You did like William Zimmerman, right?
I did like William Zimmerman's character.
Plays the lead character, is pretty good.
The band, though, seemed a bit under-rehearsed. And instead of waiting for an opportunity to shout obscenities onto the stage, they might worry about tightening up their musical chops. While it was all frustrating to hear, it was fun to watch. And if you intend this weekend, and I won't discourage you from attending, but sit as close to the stage as possible, preferably house left down center.
Which is where I will be.
And that's all we have time for. Thanks for watching Double Talk right here on Channel 98.
See you next week.